So we're talking about the war that Trump is trying to start in North Korea. So as I was saying, my point before was that what they're doing is they're setting it up so each of their corporations, their companies, can set up shop in the country in which we're warring in, creating airplanes, creating automobiles, creating food services. I mean, there's a lot of money that gets generated when there's war.
Housing, clothing,
Right.
food,
Military.
families need medical assistance,
Absolutely.
everything.
So the reason they're creating war, because this is their drug of choice, first of all. Okay, they are addicted to war. And so the reason why they're creating this war is because this money, this military budget is sitting there and they can't touch it until there is a war.
A skirmish, something.
Thank you, looming in order for them to utilize this money. So that's what rich men do. Now, what is your take on this, Christos?
Well, my take is since the dawn of life, human beings are killing each other. But I think we live in a civilized country that we should not be going to wars. And I don't want to sound politically correct, but to me, if you don't want somebody else to have a hydraulic bomb or whatever bomb their name is, don't create it. Because there are other countries that have it. I mean, just us and Russia can make this earth blow 10 times over. Just the two of us. Now, eventually, some other little country will want to get it. So if you don't want people to have that, don't create it. You know, human beings will get it somehow.
Well, here's the thing. With North Korea, if you notice, Russia ain't messing with them. China ain't messing with them. Germany ain't nobody messing.
Anybody in never seen
Ain't nobody messing with, wait a minute, let me just finish. Ain't messing with North Korea. Up comes along this egotistical, greedy ass president. He is the one who's going to, because see, here's the deal. If they shoot a missile over here into this country, first of all, it's aimed towards what? Oregon, Portland.
It's Oregon, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Utah.
The West Coast.
Right.
Everything on the West Coast.
Right.
We're in the Midwest. You're talking about thermonuclear warheads. If it hit those places over there, we are going to feel the repercussions of it here.
The blast alone.
Thank you. And not to even talk about the fallout. You know, people being killed by
winter.
Thank you. So the thing is that this is like the Prime Minister of North Korea said, this is a dangerous situation. Okay? It is dangerous not only for us here in America, but it's dangerous for them.
Well, why are we even go to wars and picking up this country?
That's your president. It's your president.
No, it's not just our president.
Well, here's the thing. And as you know, there was what we would like to call a little peace and quiet during the last administration. Because what President Obama had done, he had gotten a majority of the countries that did have nuclear armaments to de-escalate. Now, he didn't get North Korea to de-escalate, but he didn't taunt them either.
Well, yeah,
thank you.
But I don't think that any president went through without a war. Every president.
This last
Barack Obama. Wait a minute. No. Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, both of them went through without a war. Neither one of them started a war.
And
why neither one of them?
Because here's the thing: when Daddy Bush, that's Russia.
Wars with
that is Serbia is Russia.
Well, no,
Syria is Russia.
No, when Yugoslavia was a Yugoslavia, under President Clinton,
President Clinton did not Google it, baby, or look it up. Okay. Know your facts. Okay. President Clinton did not start a war. He did not start a war.
We were bombing them for 6 months.
Okay, even so, what the discussion
that was the Cold War. That was the end of the Cold War that got started by the Republicans which was it came from Reagan into Daddy Bush.
And you know,
And
Reagan
it was
wanted to have his
it was
Star
ending.
Wars.
Anyway, people, war is not a good for nobody. I mean, we're a civilized world. What do you call civilized if you go to war? What is the civilization comes in then?
But
do you do civilized
We're
war?
not saying, but we're not saying that there should be a war, Christos. You're missing the boat here.
No, there's not going to be a war. I mean, all these things are it's just for news, I think. We're not going to bomb them. They're not going to bomb us. They're going to find a solution. We want to live and have a prosperous life for everybody on this
I
earth.
agree with you, Christoph, but here's my problem with what you just said. We're going to find a peaceful solution. Well, before the president tweeted his innocuous tweet that everybody seems to forget, he's the one who opened up his mouth and said that if China can't put the North Korea in its place, then we will take care of them.
Thank you.
I'm paraphrasing when I say that, but he tweeted that. And that is an insult and a threat. And hey, we're picking a fight with you. That's what Donald Trump did.
And then he sent
now,
his vice president over there.
First of all, and let's just don't forget, now they're talking about, well, we can get into some negotiations and maybe we'll be able to come to a peaceful conclusion. They're lying through their buttholes. Trust me.
I don't think so. I think
let me
there will
Google
be
something.
there
Go
will
ahead
be
and talk to him.
a
because
peaceful
obviously you don't-
solution. War is not good for nobody. We're killing human beings, people. We're
Wait
civilized.
a minute, there is no war. But when you talk about what the North Koreans are doing, and they have been taunting South Korea since the 50s, since like the beginning
Not
of
South
the
Korea,
Korean.
North Korea.
But I'm just saying, they have been taunting since the end of the so-called Korean conflict. Okay?
Yeah, but the North.
Wait, let me finish.
Yeah.
They have been taunting them for decades. They have been building bombs. And I do agree. If you got it and you know how to do it, doesn't mean you should build it. But the fact of the matter is somebody else is going to do it, and that somebody else is a human being on this planet. You can't get away from that. Number three.
Hold on.
No.
If North Korea and South Korea, they used to be one country, right? It's one country. Because of political views,
they have been North Korea and South Korea for a long time.
Yes, but they used to be
80s.
It doesn't matter.
They have been at war with each other.
No,
and
they're
it
not.
is political, and it is a whole lot of
Are you
things.
going to let me my point?
But there's nothing that you can
What is
do
your
about
point?
it. You can't.
My
What
point
is your wait? What is
This
your
is my point. North Korea and South Korea used to be one country. For 50 years, they separated because of the political systems they have. I'm sure they're both intelligent people. Let them have negotiation, both countries, and unite and have one country like they did in Germany. What's the big deal? If you cannot find a solution
so here's the big deal.
Yeah,
Here's
what's the big deal?
First
They
of
have
all,
to find solution
wait a
north
minute.
and south.
Let me tell you what the big deal is, because you asked the question.
Yeah.
So the big deal is this: it is not about North Korea and South Korea. First of all, that's
You
not.
just said that that's what it's all about.
Wait a minute. No, we didn't say that. That's what you just made up. It is not about North Korea and South Korea. It is about North Korea and America getting ready to have a war.
And if they don't have a war, it'll be a skirmish of some sort.
Thank you.
Me. They want to spend that $350 billion in the military budget. And the only way to do that is to have some sort of a skirmish. And while neither one of us wants that to happen, that's what they're looking to do.
That's what's looming on the horizon.
When you have a skirmish, even if it lasts for 3 to 6 months, do you know how many government contracts people are going to be all over that? We want to help you build this. We want to help you make that. We can import that. I mean, seriously.
Thank you. And not only that,
money
and they want to tell you that it creates jobs, which is correct. It does create jobs. But what it does that they don't tell you is it creates billions of dollars in profits for each of the corporations that go over there and set up shop over there or set up shop over here to create wartime goods and services for that war. Now, one of the things that we have to understand and we gotta look at, nobody else is walking around shaking a stick at North Korea. Because everybody, see, here's the thing. George Bush George Bush didn't shake a stick at North Korea, and he could have, because when he's the first one who came out talking about weapons of mass destruction, countries that are building weapons of mass destruction. George Bush chose to go the easy route, to pick on Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan. Okay? Now, he could have picked on North Korea because North Korea had the weapons then, and they were having troubles with North Korea because North Korea was testing their missiles. So North Korea never hid the fact that they had weapons of mass destruction. And it's supposed to be against the UN treaty for them to have these weapons of mass destruction.
What's a UN treaty? Who created it?
The
United
UN.
Nations.
Thank you.
Okay,
It's a bunch of nations that come together.
Okay, and those nations said to themselves, I can have it, you cannot?
No. What they
They
said.
put sanctions on them. Okay, here, to answer your question,
Yeah.
and I Googled it for you because you got to have dates. On August the 24th of 2015, North and South Korea, they had a peace agreement, but that didn't keep North Korea from bombing them. You all remember that in the newspapers. Remember, they were launching missiles at South Korea?
Yes.
And they came to an agreement and there was a de-escalation. That was just 2 years ago. But North Korea didn't stop. While other countries de-escalated, North Korea continued to make and create and test bombs near everybody.
Yes.
Why? Because they are not, first of all, not part of the United Nations.
That's right.
And
So-
they do not have to listen to what anybody tells them.
What
That's
you
right.
just said, you said they were throwing their bombs to South Korea. North Korea and South Korea was one country and should be united.
But that's not
Let
about
them-
that. Christos.
We're there to protect-
Christos, stop.
I understand
Stop.
what you're
That
saying,
was
but
2
that's
years
not
ago.
gonna happen.
We're talking about what's going on
They're
right now
still
today.
doing
Yeah,
it,
we're there
and
to
that's-
protect South Korea.
No. South Korea ain't got nothing to do with it, honey.
What the
Listen,
fuck?
listen.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to take a break,
Yes,
and
let's
we
do
will
that.
come right back. Well,
Ireland!
okay, guys. So that's enough for North Korea. Trump is going to get us in some trouble. And all I'm saying is we as American people need to come together and protest this war that's
Peacefully.
looming. Peacefully. Well, yeah, peacefully.
Please.
But we need to protest this because this is something that is detrimental to each and every last one of us Americans in this country.
Yeah, we need to show our children that we don't have to, every fight doesn't have to turn into a war.
Absolutely. And
So
they
we
held
can
with
argue
their
back
agenda.
and forth as long as there's no bombs or no more troops, because there's troops everywhere. Let's not kid ourselves. But the fact of the matter is, we can all live together peaceably if we just learn how to communicate.
That's for sure.
Yes. And that's what we're doing here on the show, learning how to communicate. So let's jump on to the Bold and the Facebookers. Today, people have become devoid of morals and values, so much so that they are willing to do almost anything to get their 15 minutes of fame on these social media outlets, such as Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you name them. Well, we have had things on there such as police killings, we've had assassinations, we've had young kids being raped and molested on there. And just the other day, my daughter called me from work to tell me that her son's school was on lockdown. And I asked her, why was it on lockdown? She told me because there was some young kids in the school playing with a loaded gun. They were playing with the bullets and the weapon on YouTube. They were taping this on YouTube. And, they called the police in. This could have been a potentially very, very dangerous situation. However, they were able to de-escalate it before it became that. And I'm just telling y'all, this is crazy.
Well, you know what? You and I were talking about what we were going to talk about on the show when you got the phone call.
Yeah.
And when I got off of the phone call, the news was on, and they were talking exactly about your grandson's school.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, the young man that killed the old man, he was heartbroken. But I think he still had some mental issues because they said he committed suicide or something like that.
Yeah, he killed himself.
So when you think about that, there's this desire for everyone, which is why Facebook and all the other social media outlets are so popular. There's a desire for all of us to want to be loved. We want people to listen to us. We want to have some credence in this world. And Facebook, unfortunately, which is the biggest social media network on the planet, it gives everybody who feels that way an outlet. And the problem is there's no filters. Well, there's no filters on my line. We put filters on everything we do. Well, but Facebook allows you to put whatever you want out there.
Well, here's the thing. There's a such thing as civil liberties, and there are no laws actually governing the World Wide Web as it stands right now. So what happens is if we start to censor stuff, then we're dealing with censorship. The problem I have is, what is it with us that we have to shoot somebody so everybody can see us kill them? Or we rape somebody so the world can see them being raped? I mean, what is this? Is this a death wish? Is this a wish to go to jail? You know, I mean, what is it?
I think it's people giving into their baser instincts.
What do you think, Christo?
Yeah.
Well, don't they have families to find the love that they need? I mean, why do they have to be on the internet or the Facebook to do anything? I mean,
it's a medium that people use to connect socially. You either with friends or family or co-workers. Facebook is used by a lot of people just to send one message to another person, to find out how somebody's doing on the other side of the world if they don't have a cell phone. It has a lot of different uses.
But Christos, it's like you. It's like what you do. You love going on social media, taping, and doing your thing on social media. You have a love for that. And then it's not about you not having family or any of that, but it's called ego. It's about our egos and seeing how many likes we can get, how many people are gonna watch it.
Well, this is what I think. I think if you wanna get likes, have a business. Have your business like. I don't want people to know my private things on the internet.
But that's just you though, Chris.
Right.
Well, we're talking, okay, let's look at it from a psychological standpoint. There's the id, the ego, and the superego. Everybody's id is their identity, who they are, right? Seriously.
Yeah, but why do somebody cares about my identity?
I'm talking about you caring about your own identity.
Yeah, but these people have to understand, whatever you guys create bad things, you know what the rest of us say? What an idiot. Okay. Don't think that we say, what a bravo you did. We call you an idiot. So don't put yourself in a situation that you wind up in jail or you do stupid stuff because we call you to be out of society. It doesn't make you a better person. It makes you an animal. So don't think that the bad stuff you make, we're going to clap about it.
Some people do.
No, I don't.
Yes, it is. There are people. The thing is,
it's like the person that's on the ledge about to jump. Crowd comes around, you got some people saying, oh, don't jump, and other people going, here, jump right here.
Christos, you seem to think that the world is a big Christos, okay? Everybody is different. Everybody don't see the world as you see it. Everybody don't see the glass as half full. Some people see it as half empty. You know, everybody see things differently. And your opinion is one opinion, but I want to beg to differ on your opinion because you are a Facebook hog. You love being on Facebook Live. And you know you
why?
do. I didn't ask you why. I didn't ask you why because
Because
There,
of the
no,
sign
wait.
behind you.
But there is a why? No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
There is a why behind all of what each of those people who go on Facebook Live or YouTube or Instagram Live or Periscope or any of those live social media mediums, they go on there and they have their why. But their why is not what we get. What we get is their actions. We get what they do. Nobody cares about what your why is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't care about what.
No.
Here's my opinion. On one end, Christos, what you said, you will have millions of people who agree with you. On the other end, you have millions of people who agree with you. Social media is driven by ego. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's driven by ego. Whether it's in business or whether it's personal, psychological, whether it's family, it's driven by ego. The people who take selfies, the people who get a new tattoo, or maybe they got a new ear piercing or a nose or snake bite.
These are very shallow people.
No, it's not.
Even if it's not ego, it's money. It's money and ego.
You have 5 people jumping on one person.
First of all, let's be really clear about this. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, you can join them for free. So there's no money involved.
No, wait a minute.
Let me
there
finish my
money
sentence.
involved.
Let me finish my sentence.
There is money involved.
Would you let me finish my sentence?
No, because you just made a statement stating.
Don't wait to jump on top of what I say.
You don't get to
I'm in the middle of my sentence. You're not going to finish it.
No, you won't.
First of all,
no, you
the
won't.
only time you spend money on those social medias
is when you're advertising. You advertise on
Jesus Christ. That's exactly what I was going to say.
It doesn't matter. But you said it's not about money.
But you're trying to jump in on a conversation that I haven't finished.
It doesn't matter.
Secondly, and you can choose whether or not to spend that money because you can promote generically, which also does not take any money. It's all ego driven. Whether you spend $5 for any social media to promote your website, shoes, glasses, your toenail that grew funny, some kitten that just purred, the purr sounded like she said, thank you, Jesus. It's all ego driven because once you put it out there, you want to see how many people are going to look at it. That's what you're waiting for.
Listen, let me just say this. People, we don't care about your cats. What do they do? If they jump, if they eat, why do we even care to see it? We have cats too.
Some people will care to see it, though.
Then
That's
get a cat.
Then
get a cat.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Let me just finish, please.
Each like, each love, each viewed translate into dollars. I don't care what you say. It may be about some people's ego, but it's about some people's businesses too. They go on there because they make money off of you watching their video.
And even that is ego driven.
Well, the internet created to make money. It's not created that you put your drink, your favorite drink there, you're sitting in somewhere on vacation. What the hell do I care where you go on vacation?
It is not created to just make money.
Yeah. What do I care?
It is not just created to make money. It is called social media.
No.
Wait, no. It is called social media. Social means to interact with whatever. It means you're interacting. So wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You can't put a sentence.
Wait a minute. I didn't finish mine.
But yes, you did.
I wonder why she said
It
that.
is social media. Social media. Okay? So it's not only there to make money. Because they want you to come on and socialize and meet people on it. Because what that does is translates into dollars for Mike Zuckerberg.
Yes.
Okay.
It's called stock market.
Thank you. And called traffic.
That's right, baby.
Because traffic
advertising
is dollars.
That's right.
But people.
And we are all consumers.
Don't go on vacation and post your pictures.
Please go on vacation and post your pictures. I want to see.
Can I finish, please?
Yes.
because you showing to the world that you're hungry. You never gone anywhere.
So we're going to go ahead.
Like you never been anywhere in your place, and if you go there and you're posting a picture, what the hell do I care where you go?
Okay, so we're going to take a
What do you
break.
care where I go?
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute. Well, I So, Bill O'Reilly from Fox News.
We're going to call him the Big BO.
The 9-month sexual harassment scandal over at Fox News ended yesterday with the firing of Bill O'Reilly. They said that they gave him an undisclosed amount, but it was tens of millions of dollars. His last contract, because he just signed a contract just recently for $25 million. So they said he didn't get the full $25 million, but he got quite a bit.
Yeah, they said that during his negotiations, Fox News, what they did was they left a little open end on it because of all of the scandal that was going on. So they gave themselves an out so that when he did leave, they would not have to pay him the complete $25 million. And I thought that was very smart of Fox News. And that's the last time I'll say anything good or bad about them. Thank you very much.
Yes, and the thing is it came out that Bill O'Reilly had a thing for black women, because those were the ones that he would literally sexually harassing. So they had a young lady and her attorney, which was a black woman, and her attorney. They are the ones that actually was instrumental in him being dismissed from Fox News.
Yeah. I think that might be the case where he had to settle for $13 million. That's right, $13 million. Now, mind you, he does have millions upon millions of dollars, but he had to give up $13 million in one of his sexual harassment suits. And based on what I've learned,
that wasn't the one.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But based on what I've learned, he's been doing this kind of thing for decades. So
well, yeah. Well, he's been on there for 15 years.
And a lot of people say, well, he was so big he couldn't be touched. Whatever.
Well, they called him the king.
Whatever.
So, but anyways, that is news. Now we're going to move on to Christos jokes.
What do you got for us, Big Daddy?
Yes, darling. Yes, Big Daddy.
Well,
you might want to look at the camera
yeah,
and tell them folks over there.
One of my jokes is about ethics, but I'm gonna say that the second joke. But the first joke is this. A beautiful husband and wife, they was in this grocery store shopping. And they were going from aisle to an aisle. And finally, they stopped in this aisle with liquor. So the guy picked up a tsipuro. Tsipuro is like a moonshine. It's a Greek tsipuro. So he puts it in the basket. The wife looks at it and says, "What are you doing? It's 15 euro. He says, put it back." The guy puts his head down and goes, puts it back. They go up and down the aisle. She finds a makeup kit there, 250 euro. She throws it in the basket. And he says to her, "What are you doing? That's $250. She lifts up her head and says, "For you, sweetheart, so I can look good." And he says, "I guarantee you with it, tsipuro, you will look a lot better, and it cost us only 15 euro.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was really a good one. Yeah, applause for that. Okay, what's your second joke?
My second joke is this guy announced to his friends he found the best looking, not the best looking people, the smartest woman. The new sex in the internet is being smart. Not you have a fake rear end or fake boobs. That's all fake. So he found this beautiful woman, intellectual, he can have conversation. and he's supposed to get married the following week, and he was very excited. But she had a sister that she always put a mini skirt on, bent over in front of him so he can only see it. And this has been going on for about a year and a half. So the last week before the wedding, she says to him, you know, come over by the house. We're going to talk about how we're going to take the pictures. So he goes to the house. She's there with her mini skirt. She starts bending again, showing her armada everywhere. And he started getting sweaty. He says, oh my God, what am I going to do? She says to him, you know, next week you're getting married. I have the huts. Can I say the huts for you? Is that proper?
Is it your joke?
Yeah.
All right.
So she says, I want to make love to you. He says, I know you're going to get married next week. One time and the last time, then we won't do ever again. And then he just started thinking, and he decided to, he started walking out. He walked out of the house. And here comes his father-in-law. He hugs him and he says, I know for sure now that you are going to stay with my daughter forever because we tested you for a year and a half. And the father-in-law hugged him. And while the father was hugging, he was thinking, that's what happens when you leave your condoms in the car.
Okay.
I don't know about you, Christoph.
Well, that's about ethics.
Yeah.
Well, nobody laughed. Did you like the joke?
Not really.
No.
Really?
No.
Why?
No.
It hit some wrong spot?
No, it didn't hit no kind of spot.
It didn't even
It
tickle
didn't hit
the
a spot. Right.
So you didn't think?
No, it just
Right.
it didn't.
The guy walked out. Supposedly he didn't want to do
We
it.
understand the guy had morals, okay?
Yeah.
You know, because he wanted to use
It
condoms.
should have been a dirty joke.
But yeah, it should have been a.
No, he didn't want to use condoms. He just
It
walked.
sucked.
Well,
It sucked.
Really?
Okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you can't win them all, Christoph.
Well, I guess so. I hope you guys liked it. If you liked it, send us a what?
Hell if I know.
Then the hell if I know.
Hey.
To www.jamaicafunshow.com.
Yeah, that's right. Say that you like Christos first. I mean, Christos joke.
So, Joe,
What is it?
what do you got for us in the line of poetry today?
I have something that I wrote a while ago. It's called A New Normal.
Okay.
New normal?
A New Normal.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't it ironic when you lose something or someone? I mean, one moment you're doing what all of us Homo sapiens do. Fussing, fighting, rebelling, looking in the mirror at ourselves, denying we have a phobia, pretending everything is okay, making plans, writing out lists of things to do, celebrating trophies, wanting accolades for the mundane because we think so highly of ourselves. Our days could be going pretty good, you know, or it could just be really sucking. We might be trying our best to make the best of a bad situation, or maybe getting ready for an extravagant event. We could even, and more likely than not, just be doing whatever it is we're always doing. Those everyday things we find ourselves responsible for. Family, friends, job, life. Then suddenly, without any warning, because even though we know nothing, and I mean nothing lasts forever, it, whatever it is taken away from us. Just gone. And there's a plethora of scenarios to describe, explain, even theorize the loss. But that very moment when you know for certain that it's gone, your life changes. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes, and more times than not, the sadness, despair, anger, grief of loss grips you and you become like a zombie. You know, like an out-of-body experience. That old definition of one. Just walking through your day on remote control, not noticing any living thing. Your mind knowing what's next, and you just do it. Of course it's not intellectual. It's pain. Sometimes some crazy thought comes into your mind and tells you tears and crying, screaming, anger, that overwhelming desire to not want to be without that loss is just too much to bear. And how will you ever continue knowing it's no longer there? And it doesn't matter how much it annoyed you, kept you up, demanded of your time, tore at your heartstrings, made you want to quit because it was just so damn difficult. And how come I have to do it? Why does it have to always be me, and why can't someone else do it? Because it's taking more from you than you bargained for, all the way to the realization that it's just a bad day, and tomorrow will be different, if not better. Sometimes that's all you can hope for. You realize love had more to do with it than anything. Because if you didn't care, why do it, right? When your heart is aching and you can't breathe, there doesn't seem to be a single thought that you can latch on to in your mind because your thoughts just keep drifting in your head and you're holding back this tsunami of tears and emotions. See, that's the funny part, or irony of it all. Sometimes love has a strange way of telling you how important things and people are to you. Sometimes you lose those things and people in your life because that's just how life is. And no matter how tightly you hold on to them or want to let them go or deny your feelings about them, because you have to get back to some semblance of normal in your life. A different normal, but normal all the same.
All right.
All right. It's a winner again.
Thank you.
It's a winner again.
Yes, yes. I thought it kind of covered everything that we talked about tonight. Because we could lose a lot. You know, and from the president on down to the bag lady and bag man on the street, or the people who live in tents in Nevada. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we're all part of this big wheel, big car. I mean,
we're all small cogs in a great big machine that we built ourselves. It's our monster. We built it, and we have to figure out a way to tame it.
yeah, I think we're intelligent enough to overcome everything. I'm not worried about that.
I think we are like ants in an anthill. What we don't really understand is that at any time, anything can come and just smash us, just destroy us.
Just be gone.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be North Korea or some war.
It could be right here, homegrown and bred.
It could be Mother Nature. It could be Mother Nature that come in and just totally destroy us. We are not, you know, we seem to think as human beings that we are infallible, but we're not. And that's the thing that we have to understand, that it doesn't have to be fire or, I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be war or persecution or any of that. It could be something as simple as a storm, a tsunami, an earthquake. I mean, anything could come and end it tomorrow. So we really need to stop and start being mindful that we aren't all that and then some. We're just mere human beings.
Fallible
just like
human
everything
beings.
else.
Very, very fallible.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, guys, it has been a great show. I want to thank my Joe and
She's
Christos.
thanking her Joe.
Get on my nerves.
I love
That one
though.
too. Resident troublemaker. But
I love it, baby. I love it.
So, Christos, you want to tell people how they can get a hold of?
Well, you can call us at 708-562-3877 for all your fur and leather needs and cashmere, wool, whatever is, any service you want to cover with fur and leather, cashmere, we do
And
it.
this is what season?
This is the storage season. Bring your fur coats for storage, cleaning. We'll take care of them so you sleep easy at nights knowing that your fur is on a good vacation.
In a hotel. So, if you don't know your fur, know your furrier.
Here you go.
Christos Furs.
Thank you.
Now, Joe.
Yes. I know, right? Okay, so you guys, you know you can see all this and more at my website at mamayaya.wixsite.com/website. It's going to be all this and some more poetry, some articles, some lessons on publishing and self-publishing, and enjoy it. Remember, mamayaya.wixsite.com, MOMMAYA.WIXSITE.com/website.
And you can see this show and all of our shows, not only our podcast, but our radio shows on www.jamaicafunkshow.com. or YouTube.com. And we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you want to know about us, just Google us. Well, there is no you or there is no us without you. So, God bless. Well,
Iron Man. And God bless America.